Wake Up MLS here with your weekly predictions video. Match day 13, MLS Rivalry Week, which is why, as you can see on the screen before you, we have a massive crew and cast for the show today. Let's go and team up, get them out of the way. A lot of faces on your screen. We are joined by a lot of folks that you've already seen on Wake Up MLS. So we have, first and foremost, Hector from Insert Name FC. Hector, welcome in, brother. Riley from First Touch Media. Welcome back, Riley. Ednan from We Are Austin TV. Kind of stole the show last week. We'll talk about it a little bit. Ednan, welcome in. We have Hitman Honda, the LA Galaxy fan on our show. Honda, welcome in, brother. John, back by popular request on the show's our Chicago Fire fan. And then finally, Xiaoyan, it's always a pleasure, bro. We're from Red Green TV. Welcome in. All right, lads, we have match day 13 predictions. We're going to jump into them. As we talked about before, we had this brand new format for the show. Gives us a little leeway with some of these matches. We're going to highlight 5 big matches that we think are worth the banter, the debate, the discussion. We'll jump into those in a very in-depth way, and we're going to quick fire all of the other matches to close out the show today. All right, so let's go and jump in. We're not going to waste any more time. The first match on the agenda for today, we're going to go to the Eastern Conference. I believe it's one of the only ones on the Eastern Conference for today. We have Columbus hosting FC Cincinnati. And to me, massive matchup for a number of reasons, right? 2 of the top dogs in the East. Don't get fooled by Columbus Crew's record, all right? We all know how good they are under Nancy. They have a lot of draws this season, but I just got a feeling that's because of the Triple C, the Champions Cup. They're prioritizing those matches. They're rotating for MLS at the moment, and it's affected some of the results, but they're still top 5 in the East. The last MLS game they played 10 days ago. Okay, so something to note there. Of course, you have Cincy, 6-3-2, second behind Inter Miami, coming off of that 1-0 road win against Orlando. This one to me is a little bit tricky. I think it's going to be a really good matchup. Both of these teams are pretty stout defensively, only letting in 12 goals each so far. But they haven't been sexy offensively, especially Cincy. I think Columbus, it just kind of depends on who Nancy starts and how they play. But how do we feel about this game in general? I want to turn over to John first because he's kind of like Eastern Conference guy on the show a little bit. John, I know you love the Columbus Crew, bro. It's probably your second favorite team.
Behind Montreal.
Behind Montreal, you're right. Maybe your third favorite team. How are we feeling about how you feel about the Crew so far, considering they got 6 draws, bro? I mean, at home, do you back them, or is this maybe teed up for a Cincy upset?
I wouldn't even. Would you really call it an upset though? If Cincy ended up taking the win,
I think kind of a little bit. I mean, it's road maybe MLS.
Maybe because they're the defending champs and then this and that, and I understand. I think you are a little bit right. I think prioritizing the CCCs also hurt Columbus a lot in the league, but I think that they're within their right to do so. You know, there's an opportunity for them to get into the Club World Cup. I'm pretty sure that they're already qualified.
I don't know how that really works. Yeah,
how that works. Well, I believe that they are.
Explanation, because I actually just recorded a video. They aren't. So as of now, Seattle's the only team that has qualified for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, which has 4 participants from CONCACAF. But because they are the host nation, they do get an extra spot. But from what I've heard, it's most likely going to be Inter Miami that gets that host spot, and then Seattle as well, unless Columbus has to win this to gain the final spot for the 2025.
Because there's already a couple Mexican league teams that are already qualified.
Yes, because they want it's the winners of the last 4 years plus the host nation, which this year will be the United States.
Which, if Inter Miami will definitely get this spot anyway.
Exactly my point.
Anyway, going back to this, I mean, I think that they're within their right to do so. Obviously, that's a big thing for them. It's going to be the first, I guess, inaugural version of this tournament, so it's important for them to do it. Will they get something out of here? I could see a draw. Could I see Cincinnati getting a win? I think offensively, Cincinnati's been looking a little bit weird. I think the loss of Brandon Vasquez really, like, you can tell now, as much as we're like, it's not going to hurt them, it kind of has offensively. They're not as potent, I feel like, offensively, but that doesn't mean that they're not a dangerous team.
True. So, and it's a hell is real derby, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, I don't know if there's technically it's probably one of the first derbies between these two in recent times, last season and a half maybe, where I've seen the teams look this even, and this includes last season where, you know, Columbus pulled off that crazy comeback win in the playoffs, right? Where they came back, they were down 2-0, and they still found a way to get it done. No Brandon Vasquez for Cincinnati, obviously, we've been talking about on this show. So I don't know where the firepower is really going to come from. Maybe Lucho's going to just put the team on his back a little bit. And I think, as far as I know, anybody can confirm, no Bupenza. right? He got like,
Bupenza's-
punched.
Yeah.
Punched in the
Bupenza's got a
fucking
broken jaw.
Solid.
Knocked out
Bro, my
hard.
man took a right hook and it's over.
Didn't
So
someone on the show, or was it you, Jose? You claimed this could be a big year for Bupenza.
I thought it really was. For me, I feel like he has the raw intangibles, but dude, before
I know, but when you look at him and how he plays, he looks like a Bouanga-esque, like Giovinco-esque MVP type of player. But sadly, it looks like he's wanting to scrap it up.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
you know,
I mean, hey,
Don't
there's
have
a reason
bar
why you don't fuck
boxers
with
and
boxers. Yeah, there's a reason why you don't fuck with boxers. But
Yeah,
I mean,
bro. I don't know.
yeah, I think without Bupenza, I think it'll be difficult for them to like get going because Lucho can create. Lucho could probably get you one.
Yeah.
But will that be enough to get over Columbus and get the win? I don't think so. I think they have enough to get a draw, not a win. Although I do think that Columbus will end up taking this one. At least it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a 2-0 or 2-1.
It's at home. I hope it's rowdy as shit. I think it will be. And I kind of want to see. I want to see Columbus has something to say about this. Just considering I don't know how many draws. I think they're like on 5 in a row or some crazy shit. They're on 5 consecutive draws in the league so far up to this point. So I think they're kind of overdue for a win, but again, in a derby you never really know. How do we have this one going? I feel like goals on both sides and like a 1-1 draw is kind of how I'm thinking. Like I don't know if it gets much sexier than this. Anybody feel different?
I think it's going to be controversial here. I think it's going to end 3-1 to Cincinnati.
Wow, 3-1.
Yeah, I just think Columbus they had to give a lot of gumption in that game against Monterrey. Cincinnati, there's blood on their hands for listening to me and losing in that conference final. And so I think they get vengeance, but it's somewhat irrelevant vengeance because Columbus hopefully will go on and win the CCC, because last time Hector crucified me for saying it wrong last time.
Yeah, I don't think it's Champions League CONCACAF, bro.
It's still CCL to me, man. I don't know. CCC is just a little crazy.
Yeah, it feels.
I mean, you're not in it, so.
Hey, I mean,
shots fired.
My MLS team isn't in it, but my Mexican League team is in the Club World Cup. So
This is Wake Up
MLS.
MLS.
Listen, I'm there.
Damn,
I'm there regardless.
That sounds like some bandwagon behavior.
The Leon fan came out. That's wild.
That's crazy.
That
Because my team,
I'll give John that. It's different leagues, so
It's different leagues, so
nah,
don't.
but my team's
Yeah,
in.
rivalry.
I don't need to
My team's
divert.
still in.
I don't need to
I like
divert.
that. I like that back
MLS.
pocket
Look at
John
that-
has though. When
look at
shit
that
fails, it's
corner
like
over
boom,
there.
Leon
You
card.
look at
I
this
like it.
corner over-
Yeah, you have to have a bail card, bro.
When you look at that corner right there, it says "Wake Up MLS." No,
No, bro, I respect it. I respect it. Hey, you know what, man? Sometimes you need that back pocket. But like, I will say this, like, just to wrap this one up, do we all feel pretty? I mean, like, outside of Shayan, if he's right about this, I don't know, man. Him and Ednon might have like a showdown in their hands in terms of who's the prediction.
What is
guy on this
me
show.
and Hernan? I'm in
Bro, you're not on a
Hernan-
streak right now. He's literally on a streak on this show.
No.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, man.
All I'm saying, Shayan, is
performance
Eras
right
It's
comes
because
in.
Hernan's been taking lessons from me.
That's
Listen, you boys know what it is. It's Eras come to an end.
Era's come to an end? What is Blood waffling about? More because the wind hasn't re-gushed back to Chicago.
That's
bro.
the Sounders motto right now. Is eras come to an end. It's crazy.
Bro, bro, Austin, LA, and St. Louis are just straight chilling in this drive-by that's going on right now.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's wild right now, bro. Okay, guys, give me picks, bro. Give me picks. How we thinking?
Columbus wins it, mate.
Yeah, give me Columbus too, man. They have all that time off. One of these teams beat Monterrey in the CCL, so I mean, I'm just gonna roll with that. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one and say Columbus surely take Cincinnati. You're kind of the bad guys for me. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot stand a lot of the people who I talk to from Cincinnati. So give me Columbus, please.
Okay, all because of you. As someone that's been there, done that, all because of how good you do in this Champions Cup doesn't necessarily translate to how good you're going to do in MLS. So I don't think. Yes, they did beat Monterrey. Yes, they beat him in a convincing fashion. But Cincinnati have blood on their hands. They want to now go to Columbus. Yeah, I know it's not far, but to get that vengeance win. I know like they have been winning games. I think they're doing a lot better than I suspected them to do. Especially losing Brandon Vasquez. And I think losing Bupenza, I think might be a good thing. There's a little bit more of a team emphasis with Cincinnati right now. I still think Columbus will come good. I'm just saying for this game, I could see like Cincinnati swaying the tie and getting a big win in this rivalry game because they're a little bit overdue for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and depending on how that Cincinnati can't overtake first in the East with this result, because even if Miami would have to lose to Montreal for that to kind of happen. So, and even then the goal differential favors Miami heavily, but they can tie them, and I think that's going to be really interesting at the top of the East. Okay, I think we have our predictions for the most part. Hector, did you give one?
I did not. I was gonna say last thing you want is to give Wilfred Nancy time to do preparation, and
That's true.
So I'm gonna say that Columbus comes up with the win, even though you guys don't want to count that win against Montrey, apparently, how Shayan pronounces it.
I didn't.
Honda, did you give us prediction, bro?
You know what? Just to go against the odds, I'm gonna go with Shayan's pick, Cincinnati.
See,
because Columbus might be a little bit tired, and you know what? It's about time. Like, okay, they've already done enough. You know what? They can relax on this game.
And the thing is,
worry.
Even with extra time doesn't necessarily translate. All because you have well rested. Like we've seen this time after time in MLS. When a team has too much time, of a break, we see how sometimes they could be a little bit sluggish, and that's just how I think it could pan out, possibly.
Yeah.
And again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
No, I'm just gonna let you know.
Don't backpedal, bro. Don't backpedal. Say with your chest. You're good.
No, I am saying with my chest. I'm saying I could be wrong. I don't think I will be wrong though.
Yeah, Honda. Fair warning, though. I've done that where I've aligned myself with Shayan. That's actually bit me in the ass. So
what are you talking? In what aspect did you agree with me with?
I have before.
Okay,
tell
me which one.
I have before. Go watch the episodes. There's been times I agree with you.
There's true. There have been some.
Bit me in the ass.
You guys have a lot.
Here's the thing. There's been times where you've come out unscathed. If anything, you guys have actually predicted correctly. So
that's true. That is true. It goes both ways here. I don't think Cincinnati's a bad shout to win. I think 3-1 is kind of a crazy scoreline, but
3-1 is crazy.
But I will say, if they do win, it's just proof that form doesn't matter to Derby, right? Like it's just
No, it never has in MLS, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. All right, lads. I think we have our result, our picks, and we'll see how they net out. Guys, hold us accountable in the comments down below. All right, moving on to Sporting Kansas City hosting Houston Dynamo.
This is a rivalry game.
Yeah, very much a rivalry game, bro.
We were the two teams that weirdly got sent to the Eastern Conference for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But look, like SKC, I honestly think both teams are in a really weird spot. I think, you have 10th versus 8th in the West. Both are coming off of just weird results. Granted, we all saw RSL beating SKC. We all predicted that on the show last week. But I think the 0-0 draw between St. Louis and Houston, it's like, I don't know, Hector, talk to me, bro. Like, is it a thing where it's just like, is Houston going to struggle scoring all season long? Are we going to see things change at some point? And then in this game, KC is very prone to letting in goals. Like, is this going to be maybe the match and the bounce that you guys need to start building on?
Until we have an actual consistent guy up top, it's going to be like this. And this is kind of an issue that was going on from last season as well. So I don't want to say that this has just been happening this year. It's just that someone just has been able to step up and score the goal, whether it was Hector Herrera, which more often than not, it was actually him, or just random goal scorers. It was never from the 9th spot, if that makes any sense. Corey Barrett had an okay season, but that's not necessarily to toot his own horn. But the big question mark is what's going on with Sebastian Ferreira. He has not been playing. Apparently, he's been dealing with injuries. It seems more and more each day that it's just like he might be leaving the club. At least that's how I feel. It feels like to me at this point. But I think the big thing for the Dynamo is going to be what they do, come the summer. I know they said that Shevchenko is supposed to be the third DP, but they said that there's some wiggle room there, according to Asher, technical director Asher over there at the Dynamo. So it'd be interesting to see if the Dynamo try to go after a designated player striker. But I'll be honest, man, they're probably just gonna find some guy from Honduras and just say, hey, that's our guy. So
yeah, maybe. And I think also how much does the US Open Cup match tonight play into like the team's morale? Like I know, so right now, for those who don't know, the Dynamo, as we record, are in extra time against Detroit City FC, who, keep in mind, are a very good USL team. Like they are a hell of a championship side. Yeah, sure, second division in American soccer, that's fine, but like for someone who tunes into the USL, they are a good side. It's 3-3. They're in the second half of extra time now. If Dynamo somehow goes to PKs and loses, does that impact how you think this result will go?
It's still plenty of time to rest, so I don't necessarily think that it's like confidence-wise, it'll probably hurt if they don't get a win from this one. Being that they're I'm not gonna say defending champs. I think that phrase is stupid. Obviously being last year's champion, obviously there's a lot of eyes on them for it, but I think it's also a rotated squad. Like Steve Clark isn't playing in this game. but most of these guys, they came in the second half or are playing right now in extra time. So I think that they'll be able to prepare and be rested come this game. Because even with that, I still feel that the Dynamo have a good shot at competing in this game.
Game prediction. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with the good old 1-1 draw,
bro. Every time. Hector's so fucking predictable, bro. All right, we'll move on from the Dynamo one. All right, I personally see. I think Casey might. If Dynamo lose tonight, which I don't think is going to have a massive impact, but I just feel like this has been like a weird second half of April for Dynamo after losing consecutive games in Texas, and then you draw to St. Louis, you lose in the Open Cup potentially. How does that bode well for traveling to a rival who's probably going to be very loud and proud there at Children's Mercy? And I don't know how banged up KC is right now, but I think I might back, in a very narrow result, might back KC in this one, like a 1-0 or something. I don't know where these goals come from for the Dynamo. I think they're good defensively. I just don't know where the goals come from. Who's got Houston winning this thing, out of curiosity?
It's hard to see them winning this game.
It's
hard to see them.
Yeah.
I was going to have to predict a draw as well.
Hector roasted me. I'm going with SKC.
Did he roast you? I don't know if it was a roast.
Yeah, he did. It was uncalled for. I thought me and Hector go way back.
You gave me a straight yes last week.
Hey, imagine cause you know what? Pulido 1-0.
I think Pulido scores a hattie, sends Hector back to the shadow.
Good lord! Okay. First the Cincy matchup, now this shit. Okay. I was like, whoa, what?
I just said to the. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, SKC will win this game. I think the difference between these two teams is firepower. Because I mean, again, like how long can Houston play this defensive game? And it's like kind of similar to the Sounders a bit. But I would back SKC.
Is it really?
I don't know. I will say this: Houston is ranked bottom 2 in goals scored per match at the moment at 0.9, which is kind of crazy because I thought Dallas was the absolute worst, and we're not. We're like 3rd or 4th worst. Like we average 1 goal per game, and Houston's at 0.9. So if I shit on my own team with FC Dallas, like I can only imagine what Houston fans feel about their attack. But at the same time, like KC haven't won a match in the last 5. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 8. Like maybe there's something there for Houston, but I just don't know. It's like something really has to happen up front for them.
Sporting Kansas City, I mean, they have the ability to turn it on at Children's Mercy Park, right? Like we've seen them do it against Portland, against St. Louis. Like if they are scoring, if they're scoring 2 or 3 goals in this match, there's no way that they're gonna leak 3 against the Dynamo. But you'll never catch me predicting anything more than a draw for Kansas City. So I'm hoping this one goes 1-1 alongside Hector. There's just no way.
Riley, letting the bias come out, bro. I like it. I'm here for it. All right, man. Ednan, bro, you've nailed a lot of predictions in the last few weeks, bro. How does this one look? How do you see it?
Man, well, I think a lot of points have already been hit on the head when it comes to Sporting Kansas City and in Houston. For me, it's more like, hey, when is Achacha going to really, be that guy that he was last season? I think Houston they don't really depend on him, but he's always a good like morale booster. He makes other guys play better.
That's not sugarcoated. They depended on him.
Okay, there we go. They really lean on this guy, and I know he had his comeback game versus Austin FC. He came off the bench, and I was there actually at show.
I'm sorry, who are we talking about?
Energy.
Achacha.
And the way that the Houston Dynamo home fans came alive and came up out of their seats for this guy when he was being brought in, it kind of just shows you just being there from a non-Houston Dynamo point of view, it just shows how important this guy is. And they are going away to Children's Mercy. You guys have said that SKC can turn on over there. We said it last week in MLS. It's a safe bet to go with the home team. So I think Sporting Kansas City can. I don't know if they can get a win. I see a draw in this game. I think Houston's going to score for sure on the road, but Sporting Kansas City is not going to be able to top Houston.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of there. I think it's going to be close, small, narrow margins, and I think it's just because of the home team. It's like SKC should probably take this. Honda, John, anything different?
Sporting win 1-0 minimum, like you said.
Yeah,
I don't see anything else happening.
I'll go 2-0. Johnny Russell and Pulido come back. Both. Yep.
Yeah, bro. Every time about KC, man, this dude backs Pulido through and through. I like it, bro.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's my guy.
There you go. I like it, bro. All right, boys. I think we're good there. I think we all have KC for the most part. Maybe Hector's like draw prediction. I don't know if we call it a jinx, but like the whole like working against your team, the reverse psychology, maybe it works for him. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's move on to Texas, and we're not calling it a Texas Derby. We're calling it Copa Tejas. I guess, right? SC Dallas hosting.
I like that. Copa Tejas, I guess.
Yeah. We'll call it that. We'll call it that.
Dallas
hosting Austin. Dallas sitting in 13th. Austin sitting in 6th in the West. It's one of the roughest starts in history for Dallas. Austin having a very, very pleasant time at the moment, and a good bounce of form. And I think coming off of that away draw at BC Place against Vancouver is massive, right? Because they've taken down so many teams already this season. And look like one of the top dogs in the West, but Austin was able to give Vancouver kind of a run for their money. I didn't watch how the game went, and so maybe you can talk me through that a little bit. Did you feel confident about your team after that match? How do you guys build off that heading into this rivalry game?
Well, I believe it was a game of it's like I always get this saying wrong, but it's like the coin has two sides is what I'm trying to say. Austin did get the point in Vancouver. It was 0-0. Just a quick recap of it. It was the Brad Stewart show again. This guy pulled off amazing saves against Raposo. There was some shots from Fafa Pico that I don't know how they just went wide. Watching it on TV, it looked like they were into the back of the net. And also Fafa, he had a nice header that Brad Stewart was able to send over the bar. And I haven't even got to mention the VAR situations that happened. One goal at first was called back for a handball. It was Ryan Gold's goal, but Fafa had apparently hit it with his arm. It was rightfully called back. And then an Alex Ring PK that he commits, it's contact in the box over Fafa Pico, and Fafa Pico being the very smart, intelligent MLS vet that he is. He's done it in multiple teams. I feel like he just realizes that Alex Ring is coming. He's going to hit him in the back, and he's just waiting for that contact. And I think it was very minimal. And I think that's what the referee also thought. Fans were saying online, "Hey, this referee is wearing green. He's wearing Austin colors because those have been horrible calls." And I honestly think that the referee got it right. On the Top Flight Pod Football Critic, he said that it was very 50-50. Maybe another ref would have called it and he would have gave that PK to Vancouver. But it is what it is. You can't go back and change anything. Now, I'm very confident leaving Vancouver, leaving BC Play Stadium with my defense, with the back line, with Brendan Heinzak, a guy that who has been earning everything. Nothing has been given to this guy. He's been able to navigate these tricky waters, with guys like Matt Hedges, Leo Weissman, Cascante, and he's a newbie, trying to earn his minutes. And he had a great game against Vancouver, but I leave BC Play Stadium very concerned with our offensive output because, again, we're not existent in the final third. Again, if it's not Diego Rubio, if it's not Drusi, there's no creation up there. Hadid Obrion, I mentioned him and gave him his flowers last week and also on other shows. He seems like he's being brought off too early in some games. I feel like Josh Wolf kind of has that substitute ready for him. He's brought out before the 68th minute, and he's a very dangerous guy for Austin FC. So I leave BC Play Stadium happy with the goalkeeper Brad Stewart, who is still leading the league in saves, although that stat is two-sided. Happy with the defense that they were able to bend and not break. But I'm just concerned with our offensive output. That's all. And I think that the game plan going into Vancouver was exactly to get out of there with a point. If you smash and grab a goal similar to what happened in Houston, it is what it is. But it seems like the game plan was to go into Vancouver and come back with a point. Whether you like it or not, it's MLS. Deal with it. This isn't the Champions League, dude.
I respect that take. I respect it. Look, I agree, bro. I think Austin is in a interesting spot because you guys are so back and forth between the offense and the defense. But I think with this game, man, like as a Dallas fan, I said this on Twitter literally earlier tonight, watching the Open Cup match against Memphis. As long as we run this 3-back formation, we're fucking cooked. Like we're cooked. I don't see a scenario where we actually win a game with this 3-back formation. I think we maybe won one so far this season. The other one came when we reverted back to a back four. And if we do that against Austin, we're gonna fucking lose. Like I'll say.
I'm not gonna lie, Jose. I'm very confident going into this game, bro. It's a derby that, of course, everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to lose this game. It's for the points and also for the fans, because the fans are gonna talk mess on any kind of social media network that they kept. But I'm very confident.
How confident are you? Like, give me a prediction.
3 points. 3 points in the bag. 3 points in the bag.
2-0.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
2-0, maybe 2-1.
Yeah, I you know what? I think it really depends on what Dallas decides to do. And this game against Memphis, bro, in the Open Cup tonight, which we won 1-0, barely fucking won. I mean, we dominate on the stat sheet, but it doesn't matter in my opinion against a mid-table USL Championship side. I think again, I don't think Nico Ball fucking works. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I think the 3-back formation they're running this season doesn't work. I don't know what fucking Champions League comp on YouTube he watched where he determined this is the formation we need to run, but this is not what works, bro. It just doesn't work. This is MLS, and he's not working with a ton of European players. He's got 2 good ones that I actually feel bad for that, left Europe to come to MLS and play this shitty fucking hoofball that we've been playing under Nico this season. I think it's terrible. This has got to be how Manchester United fans feel watching Ten Hag.
Whoa,
like that ass, bro. Zero identity on the pitch. Like none. I can't tell what we're doing.
What's with the 7 woes there, man? United
I mean,
awful.
Hold on.
We have not watched United in a while.
Hold on. I don't understand what this slander's coming.
It's not slander if it's fucking true. It's not.
Our back line has not been there the whole year.
You just got dick slapped 4-0 by Crystal Palace.
Yeah, we don't
have
no
way that you're gonna tell me that
we're not gonna start this shit. It's the wrong show, man.
Yeah, wrong show. But either way, this is what it feels like to be a Dallas fan, bro. This is exactly what it feels like right now. Like you just don't know what your team's gonna do. You see the individual players and the talent they have because 95% of them were playing for us last season and we saw it. And now it's like for no reason, let's reinvent the wheel. Let's change it. Let's just fuck it. We'll run a 3-back formation and try to confuse people. And who we confuse is ourselves. It makes zero fucking sense to me. So if we don't change our tactics for Austin, we will lose. I will confidently say that. If we do, though, 100%. If we move to a 4-2-3-1, something along those lines, I give us a shot, more of a shot than Ednon gives us. I think, if I had to be realistic about it, I think it ends 0-0. I think both teams are shit offensively. I don't back. If I was a neutral fan, I would not put money on either one of these teams to get the win, in my opinion. It's just I don't feel confident, bro. I don't see Austin doing what they did to LA Galaxy multiple times this season.
I do want to say this, and it's more flowers to the backline effort that Austin FC has been putting out recently. This is a tweet from Austin FC PR. It says Austin FC has not conceded a goal in its last 303 minutes of MLS play. Austin is the league's only team with 3 away clean sheets in 2024. I think they're going to keep it rolling, brother.
Yeah, again, 0-0. I firmly believe that's how it will look if we line up correctly. If we don't, I will text the whole group before when the lines come out. If we're in a 3-back formation, I'm gonna say GG's Ednon, congrats, bro, fucking dub. That's literally how it's gonna work.
I also want to say one thing. There's this whole conversation about, hey, when are the wheels gonna fall off for Austin FC? And I think that there's a ticking time bomb for this club, and it's called Copa America, or you can call it Leagues Cup. But that break in the summer. It just came out that Diego Rubio has been included in the preliminary roster for Chile of the Copa America. So now you're in danger of losing Diego Rubio. You're in danger of losing Cascante. And you're also in danger of losing Dani Pereira. 3 key players in every department on that line that you're going to be without for a stretch of play. So I think this month has to be Austin FC's home run month. They need to get as many points as possible because they're very favorable fixtures coming up in this month for Austin FC. They need to execute. Last month, they did well. They overexceeded expectations. Now, they got to keep it going in this month because they cannot slip. Got to keep the foot on the gas. This is the easy month for Austin FC.
Yeah. And look, I'll say right now, too, if you guys, for some reason, Dallas is coming into this. Well, we know the reason is it's Nico. But coming into this, in my opinion, even as the home team, as somewhat of an underdog, I would really actually be curious to see what Vegas has to say about this game tomorrow or Thursday when the lines come out. I'd be really curious to see what they have to say about this game.
Screw Vegas. I want to hear what the Golds TV pundits got to say on this.
Let's go. Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And look, there's been a lot for those at home, a lot of shit talk about Austin's wheels falling off and they're not going to last. I've given Austin their flowers on this show. I think that they're actually so far surpassing my expectations. They're doing God's work right now from the Verde fans' perspective. I mean, bro, John. I mean, this is. I don't know if Austin FC's your new rivals now, but how do you see this game going? How do you feel about Austin in general?
For those who know, Honda included, you Jose included, you know that I have a special little consideration for Austin, for personal reasons. So I don't hate Austin. I hate that they have this one fan that likes to write and just go at my club for no reason. Right? That is my disdain. And because of that, I'm be 2-0 Dallas.
Bro, if we win 2-0, Ednon, don't show up next week. If we win 2-0, don't show up next week.
Go be 2-0.
Bro, if FC Dallas beats Austin, I'm deactivating my personal Twitter for the month of May.
Wow.
Hey,
you heard it.
Write that down.
Write
that down. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I said my personal Twitter. My personal Twitter.
So he's gonna be chatting heavy from that fucking We Are Austin TV handle. That's for sure.
There should be some sort of clip out here or something.
Nah,
There's
bro,
gotta
you
be
gotta show up.
something
You
going
gotta
on
show up with like a Ferreira jersey on the next show.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
happen. You gotta show up with
No,
like a Ferreira
no,
jersey,
no.
bro.
That guy, that guy's dead
Throw
to
the
me.
kid on. You know,
Or
That
dress
guy's
up like
dead
a
to
Pirate
me,
of the
yeah.
Caribbean.
That
I
dude
imagine
did the
Austin
Messi
fans just hate that
celebration.
fucking dude,
I'm
bro.
done.
He scored more than any other player at the Q too. As far
Beppe-
as this
Beppe
rivalry is
also.
considered. Beppe also,
Beppe.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, lads. How we see the rest of this going, man? I know John's got Dallas, out of spite. Riley, how we feel about this one, bro?
Ernan might grill me for this. I know in the past when I've been on this show, we've talked a lot about snooze fest of the week, and this is number one on my
Bro,
agenda.
facts.
I
just
think
like
that's
to match
fair.
that show.
Like just from what I've seen from
I think
Austin,
that's
like
fair.
obviously beating the Galaxy 2-0, like away from home is. I mean, that's
No,
not.
it was
Wait,
at
it
home.
was in Q2. It was
Yeah,
in
it was at
Q2.
Q2. It was at Q2.
Mhm.
But that's still no result to scoff at, and
Yeah.
I give them credit for that. And going to Vancouver and somehow keeping them off the score sheet is huge. But I just don't. I don't think they're that exciting, and we all know that Dallas can't get anything done. So I'm saying 0-0 draw. I'm here with you, bro.
Yeah, I just think like this is not
I
like
see
if I
that.
wasn't a Dallas or an Austin fan, I don't know if I'd watch this game. Like I'm also debating whether I'd watch this game anyway, but that's just me.
That's fair.
Hector, how we feel, bro? You hate both these teams.
Well, I mean, I hate one of these teams, and the other one is technically from California. But it's a Texas joke. I don't know if you guys will get that one. But
It's Austin.
it's Austin, or California Junior, as most Texans will say.
California.
Yeah, Transplant City.
Cali. It's a joke around here too, man. I get that.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, only one Texas team came from San Jose. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
and
Go ahead,
only
go ahead.
one team in Texas has 2 MLS Cups.
Why are we going down this rabbit hole? Why are we doing this?
San Jose.
Why are we doing this?
There-
You know what?
I'm sorry,
Fun
I'm
fact:
sorry.
I believe my good friend Eddie Robinson says that those 2 trophies belong in the state of Texas. So,
So
Fair.
with that said, give us a prediction.
I'm giving this to Austin 2-0. I think. Yeah, bro. FC Dallas. I mean, it helps you, Nico out, right? Nico
That
out.
was like the
Nico
craziest character development right there.
Look, as much as I have nothing against Austin, I have a good time over there. It's a great place. Fuck the Longhorns, but it's whatever for me. But FC Dallas to me right now is in terrible form. Austin's on an all-time high right now. The green is very fitting for what I just said, and yeah, give me Austin FC. I'm gonna say,
So are these goals coming from the corner or what? Corner kicks? Is that what we're doing? Motherfuckers can't score from one play. What do you mean?
I want to say that Austin has had a good record with their defenders scoring this season. So could be from there.
Pieces.
I see what you're saying, though. I'm not even trying to go at the point because that's a very solid point. If it's not Rubio, if it's not Juicy, it's very hard for this team to make goals. I agree.
Hey, bro, you can say it. You can say it. Austin scores more than Chicago right now. You can say it. Just say it. Just say it, bro. Just say it.
Hey, we have more open play goals. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, with the
Can't
air,
defend for shit.
with
You
the
can't defend for shit.
with the
We
wind.
have more open play goals.
Oh God. Okay, so we got who we missing? Honda and Xiaoyan. Give me the takes, Honda. Who you got?
Damn, this one, along with the previous game that we covered as well too, could be just snooze fest, complete snooze fest. But I'm gonna go Dallas just because Dallas like fixed themselves for once, bro. And if Austin goes up there too confident, they just tied with Vancouver away from home. They beat Galaxy at home, right? They'll think, oh, Dallas is too easy. Then
a little bit of overconfidence.
Yep, exactly. Overconfident.
Okay.
Austin being overconfident, bro. It's
I also want
to go ahead.
I also want to mention the fact that FC Dallas might have started a pretty solid lineup tonight.
They did. They had
the US Open
6 or
Cup.
7 starters on the pitch tonight. 100%.
I think that might be a big factor.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how much of a factor it's going to be for some of the guys. For some of them, it definitely will be. Specifically, the back line. Like I don't know why. Maybe Nico doesn't. I don't get why he doesn't rotate, just play a normal lineup for games like tonight, instead of just running the same shitty fucking lineup with starters in there. It blows my mind. But anyway, I mean, tonight's I don't think is a good measure for what Dallas can do. They ran the stat sheet and got a 1-0 win, but I still think that if we run the same formation, even if we have all starters, Austin should still win.
I was going to say, imagine
win.
this is the game where Dallas turned the tables around. This is where they get their season going off of this game.
I'll be without Twitter for the month of May.
Xiaoyan, bro, how do you see this one going? You don't have a win against either of these teams.
No, I don't know why that.
That was fucked up.
Everybody just
How are we
That's
feeling, bro?
crazy. When I look at this game, I think Austin have strung up a good past couple of results. I think everyone's really glazing their game against the Galaxy. Good for them. That was like 2 games ago. You move on in life. Dallas. I think this could be the game that, even though they haven't played well, they could win. It could change the complexion, not necessarily of their season, but their recent form. I think it might end 2-1 to Dallas. I think at some point, good things have to come to an end for Austin. They have to, reality has to set. This is not in spite of Hernan. It's just when I look at this game, I just see a 2-1 Dallas win all over it. Dallas going up early, Austin getting a goal through a defender, and Musa being the hero finally for this team. I think the star power is going to be a big difference for Dallas in this game, even though we haven't quite seen it. But at some point, they have to come good. So I'm just going to go with that. I think it'll be a conservative 2-1 win for FC Dallas.
And keep in mind, something that Dallas will have at their disposal this time that they didn't against Austin last time is getting Jesus Ferreira back. So he started tonight for the first time all season. He will be back for this game. He likes to score against Austin FC. We'll see what happens. Either way, though, I still back my original prediction, bro. I see 0-0. But we'll see what happens. All right, lads. Yeah, potential snooze fest of the week for MLS rivalry week. We'll see how it all goes down. All right, only a couple more matchups here. Let's go over to St. Louis City hosting their fierce rivals, Chicago Fire. I see Riley doing Birdman hands in the back. I love it, bro. 2-7-1, 13 points, 9th in the West, coming off that draw against Houston. They got Chicago sitting at 13th in the East, 10 points, coming off of that 1-0 loss to the New England Revolution, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. You guys have split the season so far. You won at, I think it was Soldier Field, right? And then you guys.
We've only ever lost to Chicago Fire.
No, sorry. I was referring to the Fire.
Oh.
Yeah, losing to the Revolution specifically, right? Which I think was like kind of not a new low, but pretty damn close for the Fire.
I don't even call it a low. It's a rivalry game. Like, what do you like? I know it's not classified in the rivalry week, but it's a rival.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just saying, bro. It's still the Revolution. They're still ass this season. That's all that I'm saying. But with that said, this game, I don't know, bro. It's got a really weird vibe to me for rivalry week. Anyway, Riley, as St. Louis City fan, a little bit newer to the league, do you consider the Fire like legit rivals? And how do you see this one going?
Big time. I think for those who pay attention in all of American sports, there's always been a big rivalry between St. Louis and Chicago, right? My beloved Cardinals have always terrorized the Chicago Cubs year over year. And then on the hockey side, we've got the Blues and the Blackhawks, one of the most fierce and most like brawl-heavy NHL rivalries of all time. So it just makes sense that in MLS, this is going to be a big rivalry. I know that in the pregame, John felt like, maybe not. They're a new team, and who really cares? That's been a big take from a lot of Chicago people in general. But yeah, this is big for me, especially. We went to Chicago to Soldier Field for the first, rendition of this MLS battle, and the way that the Chicago fans turned all the way up to the St. Louis supporters section after the 1-0 win, flipped. Like, I probably saw 50 different people flip off the St. Louis supporters section, just turn their heads and look up at us. And so that was the welcoming match. I actually went back and looked at that lineup for St. Louis. And my God, I mean, Chicago fans would love to hang the banner for that 1-0 win versus just a totally different St. Louis side altogether. I saw Edu Leuven's back in training this week.
I saw that.
That's huge for St. Louis as a team who's been kind of creatively woeful in their last matches. I think 7 draws doesn't really adequately portray how good this team's potential is. But here we are anyways. Leuven's coming back, which is good. I'm very disappointed, though. There's one player who I don't think we'll see from Chicago, BBL Shaqiri. Shout out Young Metro. He's fully injured. Not going to see him, unfortunately. And, the entire St. Louis midfield makes 1/4 of what Shaqiri makes every year. I'm sorry, every year.
Man, I like that.
I wanted to see our midfield just run train on Shaqiri, but we won't get to see it. We won't get to see the Kendrick Lamar
train
versus
on
Drake.
Shaqiri.
Yes.
That's wild.
As teams do in MLS, as teams do. You know what's crazy? You know, Chicago coming into this game, John, we'll turn it over to you in a second. They're coming into this game scoreless in their last 4, and when it comes to away matches, going back-to-back away matches, having not scored as well. John, you guys leak goals. In recent form, you haven't been able to score them either. On the road, how do you guys turn this one around?
Well, I'll tell you this. We have more XG than we do goals scored. So that's telling me that we are able to create chances. There's something going on. Now, Shaqiri's not one of those creating chances, I can tell you that. I mean, you might think that, it's not Shaqiri not playing is a good thing for you guys. It's actually a better thing for us. Anything else, because that allows Guti to slot in the middle. Hopefully, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Mueller has been really poor. So he's also coming back from an injury. So I have to see what he can provide. If not, Bobby will slide in there. But I think there's a lot of differences between the last team that we played against you guys and this team. Obviously I think Kuipers needs to get firing, but we also need to keep providing him with opportunities. And I feel like most of our opportunities have not really been that concrete for him. Been plays around him or, Guti finishing. Guti's had in my opinion, he's had a very good start to the season. Probably our bright spot of our team. But I think defensively, we still need to figure it out. There's a lot of we had an early season injury to our left back, but we've only really had one left back really all season. We're playing a center back at left back. I don't know. We're kind of just makeshifting people. So it's interesting because I talked about it before. Our roster construction's always been kind of weird. But we do have a DP slot. So summer's coming up. So hopefully we can bring someone in. But we'll see what kind of happens with that. Although I do not think that we're going to go away and get a result. I think we actually end up losing this game, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but I'll retweet that. I think St. Louis are going to take this one. Not like a crazy margin, but yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence in this team. I think that something is missing. I don't know what it is, but the way that they kind of started off a little bit, they started off decent and they kind of roughed it out. And now we're just on this rough patch where we're not scoring. We weren't conceding. There was a lot of 0-0 draws there in between. So I don't know. There's a lot of different things that would need to happen with this roster. I don't know. I can't tell you, but I think Shaqiri not being there is going to benefit us. If anything, I could see us getting maybe like a 1-1 draw, if that.
Yeah. But the last result Chicago pulled was about a month ago against the Dynamo of all teams, 2-1 at Chicago. That's tough, actually. That's tough, bro. That's the last dub they got, man. And since then, it's really just been.
Tarbo just missed the penalty.
They're in the shootout?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to cue that one up, boys. Detroit City, Houston Dynamo in the shootout as we speak. Yeah, but outside of that, man, Chicago Fire draw to the Red Bulls 0-0, losing to the Salt Lake 4-0, draw to Atlanta 0-0, losing to Revs 1-0. So there might be a chance to turn it around, right? Because St. Louis even at home, hasn't been stellar. Dude, 7 draws is kind of wild. But you could also say they're unbeaten in the last 6. So
yeah, also
Dynamo eliminated.
Really?
Dynamo eliminated?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Down to the goalkeepers.
So you gonna turn back that prediction against SKC or no?
Nah, still draw. All
right, going back to my point though, we did kind of like shift formations here. We in our last game we were playing 2 strikers, so we're playing Kuipers and Gutierrez, which I mean I like Gutierrez, but I don't know. I feel like it's weird to like kind of just try to shift your formation a bit. I don't really know what we're really shooting for, so I don't know. Maybe something he saw he kind of liked. Maybe it works. I don't know. But I mean, at least he's trying stuff. He's not being like stagnant or trying to continue doing one specific thing when it's not working.
Yeah,
so
that's fair. I mean, lads, how do we see this one going, man? Anybody backing the Fire in this one just to get John's back, or are we just gonna move on?
Hell no.
Hey yo, why you even like?
Oh man.
When you
all right, hold on. Question: Where is this hate coming from?
What do you mean? You guys lost to New England. There's no hate.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you.
And I already explained it to you. It's a rivalry game.
It's just
awesome, and it's the Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
That's
St. Louis. St. Louis. I'm sorry, John, my boy, my G. I don't see Chicago Fire pulling anything off against St. Louis. I mean, if it was
not even a draw,
I want to say I would leave that for the games against New England, but we see the recent result against New England, bro. I just can't back you against St. Louis, bro.
We drew against Atlanta.
Atlanta's bad away. They're bad on the road. They're bad on the road. They're very bad on the road.
Someone rerun the clip with AJ. AJ's
bro.
entered the chat.
Yeah, bro. He said it a million times. Like we've seen Atlanta on the road. They're just, for whatever reason, if they have to travel, they're dog shit.
When
I'm
you
sticking with
guys have
St.
talked
Louis.
about very boring rivalry games, this for me personally is the definition of boring.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
St.
How
Louis
is this a
have, in
rivalry
my
game?
opinion,
I don't consider this a rivalry at all. Like, I get it. It's
Hey,
new.
bro. Hey, listen. We
But,
need.
here's my opinion. Here's my
Damn, that's
opinion as to
crazy.
why I
John
don't think
didn't
this
even
is
let
a
me
rivalry.
finish. what
I was gonna say I wanted to hear his opinion on
fine.
St. Louis. Here we are meeting for the first time. I want to know what the
All right,
last.
all right, go ahead. I'll
Please,
continue.
Sean.
So what I was saying was, so me and Jose talked about before the season started, this year would be a sophomore slump for St. Louis. It kind of has been. It's been up and down for them. They're trying to really tread the waters of navigating, playing in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, playing in MLS, juggling these two things. And then I don't know personally, I don't know the ins and outs personally about St. Louis City, but I know recently one of their better players, Samuel Adeniran, has had some like bust ups with, I don't know what's going on, ego type of thing. I don't know. It's unfortunate because in my opinion, he was one of their better players this year. When it comes to this game though, it's just like they're both really inconsistent teams. Like we've seen St. Louis have good games. We see Chicago have good games, but then they just drop like absolute donkey performances. And for me, it's just like these inconsistencies culminate into this being a boring game where it just ends 0-0 or 1-1 for me, where it's like St. Louis will probably dominate most of the game, get a goal early on, can't kill it off. Chicago just nick one late, and that's just how this game ends.
I don't know about 0-0 or 1-0. I think actually like 2-1 St. Louis for me. I think St. Louis scores multiple goals at home, and I think, bro, back
But
the
the
fire.
thing is we've already seen this season.
I don't know. They got to break the duck at some point.
I know, but St. Louis have not been able to kill off games or just take wins. They're just like the definition of, you know what?
Mid.
I want to tie it.
I think one thing that really benefits St. Louis is that our home defensive record is really good. We've had several shutouts already this season at home, and I mean, Chicago Fire, like, what are they really going to produce in this game? I truly can't see them putting up a whole lot of fight. And
it depends on the individuals though for Chicago, because they do have players that could kill St. Louis, in my opinion, if they want to choose to play and be themselves, which we've seen in some of their bigger games. Like I said, each team has individuals that could win them the game. I think one thing that benefits St. Louis is João Klaus is kind of being that guy that he was previously. I think definitely they'll benefit a lot more once Leuven is back on the field, because he is by far, I think, their most talented player. It's like it's night and day. You can just tell.
I think he's got more assists than Shaqiri too. No lie.
I mean, my dead nan has more goals.
A lot of people have more goal contributions than Shaqiri, bro. That ain't nothing new. I'm gonna say one thing.
Okay.
You are correct about us having players that can actually turn it up when they fucking decide they want to, because I've seen Fabi come, and it's crazy to me because I think Fabi might be, if it's not Guti, it's either Fabi, but he might be our top goal scorer this season. And Fabi scored a lot of weirdly important goals. Now, we've always played better against sides that have been considered
more
a better opposition. Yes. We play up to our competition, not down. It explains the whole Revs thing. But because we see, like I said, we've seen it with team. Even when we played like Columbus last year, when we were playing at home, that game was a dogfight back and forth. It wasn't until Cucho came on and actually did something, to be able to actually.
That game was like 2 years ago.
No, not that one. It wasn't Cucho. I'm thinking about it wrong. It's Zellerian's half. The one
halfway line goal.
Halfway line goal. If they don't get that goal, that would have been.
That seems still ages ago, John.
That shit still haunts John, bro. That's crazy.
Ages ago. But what I'm saying is, we do tend to play.
Saudi Arabia at this point.
I'm pulling out examples for our rivalry games.
I know, but shit, that's so far back.
This is our most recent rivalry game, other than it was the Revs.
Bro, you guys need more rivalry games. In all honesty, you should welcome St. Louis with fucking open arms. You guys need more of these games to get up for, to actually like care about.
Chicago loves to low bro St. Louis all the time, bro. I'm so sick of it.
I'm telling you, John, embrace
but
it.
But it's difficult for me to really consider them rivals when we're not in the same conference. You know what I mean?
Like, fine, but like even if it's proximity, even if it's like made, sports market against sports market, like you guys, I think the Fire players need something to be like, bro, go give them bulletin board material. Go out there and fucking have some pride and net out a result.
I feel like maybe after a few years, maybe it could be considered a stronger rivalry. But right now,
Chicago Fire's fan base is so down bad. I'm sorry.
No, we're just we're not in the mud right now.
Yeah, it's tough. I think we all collectively have St. Louis City SC, unless Honda wants to offer anything new. But I mean, are you gonna back your boy John and Chicago Fire pick or no?
Jose, first of all, it's very hard to back Chicago Fire, even though I really want to. I was literally scrolling through see, like some stat that gives it away for Chicago. And both of these two teams.
Expected goals. Expected goals.
Expected goals. I'm telling you.
There you go.
XG. Yeah.
Jose, I can't believe you picked 3 games that are potential snooze fests. I'm sorry.
Bro, it's MLS rivalry week. Like, what do you want me to do? It was either this or like again, sub in fucking
Dude, Honda,
Portland
that's
versus
criminal.
Seattle.
Poor Jose was like, he didn't even pick the game. He's like, yeah, Jose, fuck you for picking these games, you son of a bitch.
How dare you make me talk about these games?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, right? St. Louis, Chicago Fire, they could have a rivalry if, like, let's say, for example, they're in the playoffs. St. Louis just eliminates them off the bat, 90th minute.
I can't believe the main conversation has just been, is this a rivalry or not a rivalry? Is this
because
legit?
it doesn't make sense to me right now. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Honda, finish your point.
It's
Finish
the
your point.
Chicago St. Louis.
I'm giving donuts to this game.
rivalry.
0-0?
Donuts?
Okay. Yeah, 0-0.
Similar to
Okay.
my
Listen,
prediction.
No, bro, I have goals. I think 2-1 St. Louis.
I didn't even
Yeah.
say mine. I'm look,
John,
I'm gonna back my
we-
boys 1-0.
Oh my,
Like,
cheers.
There
Jeff.
you
Tell
go.
us
There you
something
go.
we don't know.
Back your boys, bro. Back your boys. I like that pick. And if John's right, trust me, y'all, we're
Oh, we're
never
here
gonna
and
fucking
then.
hear the end of it. It's gonna be insane.
no, it's not like it wasn't like one of those Montreal
Yeah, he's like,
moments.
fuck you, and fuck you. We're always good.
All right.
No, if we go on to win like 3-0 or something, I might say something, but
Hernan,
Hernan's
the
flying the
likelihood of that
fire.
is very
He's
slim.
I'm gonna
wearing
be
it
like,
on the show.
they were
Yeah.
never a rival.
They were never. All right, we're moving on to the final in-depth matchup before the quick fire. Galaxy hosting Real Salt Lake. Okay, so Galaxy, this one I think is going to be good. This is probably the best matchup that we're going to talk about all night.
100%.
Yeah, Galaxy hosting. This is literally what 2 versus 1 or 3 versus 1 in the West. I think with where Galaxy are today. Now, keep in mind, right? They're coming off of back-to-back weird results, losing to Austin again on the road. Maybe some MLS, kind of voodoo there. But I think the 0-0 against Seattle stuck out to me in a really weird way. I think Jovic is so key to this team and how they run offensively that without him, and he'll be gone until the end of May. Without him, I mean, Honda, do you back your team to get it done against arguably one of the best teams in MLS right now?
Listen, I'm always going to back my team, but here's the thing, right? I can't see Real Salt Lake destroying us if we have Miguel Berry starting.
I was gonna say Miguel Berry.
Bro, Miguel Berry is
Galaxy could have won the game if it wasn't for Miguel Berry.
No, but I don't know what it is. You just got to get better, bro. Like, genuinely, 100%. This is why you're like, this is why you never got decent playing time at your other teams either. Like,
but then he just scores the odd banger.
Exactly.
It's true. He does score every now and then. And like
maybe
it's just
this game. Maybe this is game. But you know what? I'd prefer Fagundes on the left, Gabriel Peck up top, and Paintsel. At least we got speed going up for it.
Dude, Peck and Paintsel are so legit. If they just know how to shoot on target more consistently, this team is just.
But the thing is, like when a team stacks up and like kind of prepares for them a little bit, like against Austin, because I was at that game. Like it was weird that when they went down 2-0, they got like some chances out on the wing, but for the most part, like every cross they put in was dealt with. I just think like they're good, but they need a striker to combine with that actually knows what he's doing. Otherwise, like it doesn't matter. They didn't score in their last 2 games, and one of those games was a dog shit team in Seattle. So it's just like I don't know, man. Like they're good, but they have a ceiling if they don't have a striker to play off of. I'll be honest, bro. I think RSL waxes y'all this weekend. Like I think it's gonna be like a 3-0, 3-1, something like that.
Wow, waxes?
3-0?
Absolutely. They're going to absolutely rinse the Galaxy
Chicho
without Jovic.
Arango just absolutely clapping the Galaxy cheeks.
Yeah, bro, I think Chicho gets praised.
Games, like the one versus Colorado, but I really doubt it. I really doubt that happens.
No, and I think even that, it was like a game that didn't go their way for much of it, but they still found a way to get the goal, right? It's like, I don't know, man. Like it's, and then there's talk about Brian Vera being suspended. By the way, I fucking hate that guy. I can't stand Brian Vera. I think he's the most annoying fucking defender in the league. But he won't be there. He had the red card suspension for doing stupid shit like he always does. So there's maybe a point you can attack in that back line. But bro, I don't feel good about Galaxy without Jovic. Like you guys need to sign a second striker who's at least somewhat competent, because I don't know how you fix this problem. I have Real Salt Lake winning 3-1. Who has anything different?
I mean, I'm gonna go Galaxy just because I had to back Galaxy at the end of the day, but I can't see a scenario where Real Salt Lake just absolutely fucking waxes us, strips us, and humbles us.
Hot take. I'm gonna go with the Galaxy.
I think so too.
Because they're at home.
I'm not too far off from you guys. I don't know if that's a hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take. They're third in the West. I mean, like they're a good team. It's just
we're
like,
at home too, but it's like, dude, it's Real Salt Lake. They are scary as fuck right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you're the Galaxy, Honda. You're the
Honda.
You're the evil empire, bro. Come on.
Real Salt Lake are dogs, man. Like you cannot tell me that team.
We're talking about this again,
bro. They haven't lost. They haven't lost an away game in the last 5. The last 5 road trips, they've taken at least
take one of those off. They played the Fire. Be serious. Like they take
yeah,
one of those
seriously.
off.
Thank you.
That's
the first best. That's the first best take.
That
was the first best take from John right there.
I can't see a scenario where they wax us,
bro.
You guys are not
I don't think they do. If they get a win over there, it's gonna be like a 2-1 win. I don't see them
it's nothing.
Doing 3-0. It's not gonna be too crazy.
I think they get a goal, right? It's a 2-goal difference, but I think Chicho gets a brace and they got another set piece goal from somewhere. I don't know, man. I think if they get momentum early, if RSL scores in the first 15-20 minutes, bro, get ready.
That's all set pieces. I might not disagree with you with the set pieces because Galaxy's been struggling all season with the set pieces. But I will say this: I think Galaxy can pull it off. I think they'll get a 2-1 win.
3-2
Chicho scores. But Gabby Peck scores 2.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Galaxy. I'm going with that 3-2.
Bro,
hey,
this is what I want to say.
Miguel Berry up top. I'm gonna.
No. Barry probably won't start. I can give you that. They're gonna make something's gonna change.
Imagine the scenes when Barry starts.
Barry
scores.
Listen,
I want to say this. I want to say this about the Galaxy, and I know there's been a lot of conversation coming after that Austin 2-0 win over the Galaxy, and I think that kind of just knocked them off the path of the routine they were on. Yeah, and honestly, I really do think that this Galaxy side this year is going to be top 4 consistently. I don't think that they're going to drop from there. This match against RSL is a perfect way to make a statement. Say, hey, we had a couple bad games, but this is not the team that we're going to be. We're gonna be able to turn this around. We have quality players, and I think the Galaxy against RSL makes a bit of a statement and says, hey, we're not done. We're not finished. Yeah, we had some pretty bad games, but they can either get a draw or a win against RSL. And if they lose, this is like the Austin Vancouver talk from last week. If they lose, they lost against a great side. But I really do think that they can either get a draw or a win.
No. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because like Austin was in a different position, right? Galaxy's a top 3 team. If they lose to another top 3 team, they're pretenders. Like at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're pretenders. Like that's just I think how it goes. They might get top 4 in the West, but no other team in a playoff position in the West right now has conceded more goals than Galaxy besides LAFC. I think LAFC might be the only other team. And they're right, like 7th right now. So I don't know, man. Like it's different because Austin. You talked about house money last week, Ednan. I agree with that take. I think it was house money for Austin because of where you guys were in the table and just the expectations around the team so far this season. Galaxy have set the expectation that they're going to be a good team, and now there's just this weird bounce of negative form. And if they get clapped up by RSL, does this now like change the mentality of this team? Send them on a path that's similar to where they were in 2023? I don't know, man. The defense has to get figured out, and they just have a problem up top with their striker. There are problems on both sides of the pitch, and I don't know if that bodes well against the best team in the West right now. So,
but maybe they need that. Maybe they need to get clapped. Sometimes they say if you get your cheeks clapped, sometimes good things can happen after that.
Oh my God!
Hey,
here's a question for you.
Okay.
Would you rather see them sign a backup striker this summer or get a defender?
I'd rather get a defender 100%.
Because I feel like you guys have more issues defensively than you really do offensively.
Yeah. Somebody who can defend set pieces very well.
That's the thing, bro.
Yoshida?
Yoshida can, but
dude,
it's not gonna always
Yamane. Dude, I like Yamane. He literally sent Nuhu back to fucking Tesco's with that nutmeg.
Yoshida, back end of his career. Back end of his career. Okay, we got Jalen Neal, which is upcoming, and I'm liking what he's doing.
I think when
somebody to pair with him.
I think when McNeil and
I think it's just Neal.
Whatever bullshit. The same thing. You know what I'm talking about. When they get it together, things will start getting better. This is a different type of defense the Galaxy has. They need defense needs chemistry.
Yeah,
they have good offensive fiber. Things will gel. Things will get better. This team is still fairly like new together. This is Pencils. This is Pax. This is Yoshida's
Yeah.
full season anyway.
And it's still early.
Yamane's.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying you ring the alarms and say, "Oh my God, it's a tank." But when you
No,
go
it's
from
not
the
a
form
ring
they
though.
were in to 3 negative results on the bounce, it's
It
just
happens. It
does
happens.
happen. But I again, we've all seen teams who maybe can't recover from that. And you think about the mentality
It's
of this
the
team and what they saw
Galaxy.
last season.
They got this. They got this. Don't worry.
All right,
Let 'em
all right.
cook.
We'll
Let 'em
see
cook.
what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, results all the way around the quick fire.
Just real quick, I'm more concerned with the Galaxy's coach's choice of wardrobe, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God,
No,
Vanny? Bro, Vanny's got swag, bro. Chill out with that. Chill out with that.
Yeah, sure.
I don't really give a shit. I think Vanny's like whatever. I think
I
he should
said
have fired
3.
last
I said
season.
3-2 Galaxy. 3-2-1 for the Galaxy.
I see 3-1 RSL.
I said 2-1 Galaxy.
Oh shit. Hector?
2-1 Galaxy could easily be a 2-2.
Ooh, a lot of Galaxy backing on this one. It's crazy.
2-1 RSL.
There you go.
I was thinking
Shout out Honda.
2-2. Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of goals in this one.
There should be. There should
Yeah.
be.
Here's the thing with so much shit that I talked about the other games. Watch the other games be like 3-3, 4-4.
And
two-
watch
That would
the
always
videos.
work, bro. That would always-
No,
Bro,
it's
we
always
talk
good.
so much shit on this show about when Austin played San Jose. We talked so much shit about it being a snooze fest, and it was a 7-goal banger.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm saying, bro. We never know. We never know in MLS.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Galaxy though. I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Let's go.
All right, lads. That is our detailed prediction. Let's give 30 seconds per pick for these next 10, and then we'll get out of
That's
here. all
crazy.
right?
Seattle Portland was not in the.
It's not crazy, bro. Both teams are honestly like in a really weird spot. Honestly, both teams are
That is
bottom
so
of the
controversial.
fucking
It's
West.
so
Oh,
weird
God.
that I feel like that one will have more goals than the FC Dallas.
That's so controversial.
well,
How much? How
We-
much do you
we-
want to bet that they don't? How much?
It has nothing to do with it, but we included like 3 games that were what if rivalries, and we didn't include the actual rivalry in the
Bro, because
rivalry.
all we want to listen to is
That's all I'm
Xiao Yan
saying.
shit on his team for 5 minutes. We're all going to talk about how Portland is going to get goals against this dog shit Seattle team, and we're going to pick Portland to win the cup, the Cascadia Cup, whatever it's called, right? Like that's really it. That's how it's going to be. I don't see anything else that goes in a different direction.
The Neville agenda.
I'm just saying we don't know. That's a lot of what ifs.
We
That's
don't
a lot
know.
of
All I'm
scenarios.
saying is the
know.
other matches offered up some different type of discussion and banter beyond
Really,
the
St.
Xiao Yan
Louis
shit on
versus
his team for 5
Chicago?
minutes.
It's
St.
real
Louis
spill,
versus-
bro. I promise you.
There we go. I'm telling you, bro. It's headline type of
That
of
is-
matchup.
that's
We'll see how it
controversial.
ends
That's
up.
more of a
Houston- Houston
Listen,
Game of the
SKC.
playoff.
It's a rivalry, bro. It's a
That is
rivalry. Okay, it's a
Oh my
I don't know.
rivalry.
Ours is a
Wow.
borderline rivalry. I
Guys,
don't
in the
know.
comments, let us know. Okay,
Rivalry.
if you consider any of these matches a big rivalry, please prove Xiao Yan
Bigger
wrong.
than Portland, Seattle.
This season, yes.
I don't
This
think
season,
so.
yes. I will.
This
say
season, Chicago, St. Louis. I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying. Like,
I don't know.
Hey,
I
hey,
agree
we
with
all
that.
know.
I agree
We
with
all
that.
know
Cities?
how
Okay,
the game's gonna
but-
go. We all know how the game's gonna go. Chicago, St. Louis for me is a
The actual
wild card.
teams.
I just want to see how these teams go. All right, here we go.
All right, let's-
Atlanta hosting DC.
Give me Atlanta.
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 Stop saying hot Atlanta,
Give
bro.
me-
Now it's
Hot
pissing me
Atlanta.
off.
Give me-
I back
give me
Atlanta with this
DC.
one.
Atlanta.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Atlanta.
Ooh, Aaron picks DC. All right, bro.
Give
I
me
like
DC.
that. Bro, I'm telling
They've
you,
been
Xiao Yan,
impressing me
if
this
he gets
season.
some of these picks right, bro, these hot take ones, that prediction God status may very well be moving. We'll see how it looks.
No, it's not.
Hey, look.
The belt. Give it to him. Charlotte hosting Nashville.
Oh, snooze fest.
This is you would say, but Nashville just beat the shit out of who was it?
Montreal.
Hey,
Montreal.
bro. Montreal.
Come on now.
They're kind of
Come on
cooking.
now.
They're kind of cooking, bro. They're kind of cooking. You know what I mean?
Give me Charlotte. Give me Charlotte on that one.
Yeah, I don't
Charlotte.
know. Charlotte's
going-
different against
I
Montreal.
think
I'm going-
Nashville are ready
I'm
for a
going
good bounce.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going with Nashville.
I'm going with a boring draw.
I'm gonna go with
Nashville.
Nashville. I think it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Red Bulls hosting New England.
New England.
Red Bulls.
Red
Red
Bulls.
Bulls.
Come on now.
New
I'm not gonna
England.
think that the Reds are gonna bounce off of this
New
shitty Chicago
England.
Fire team and just start fucking
New
putting results
England.
together. I don't
New
think
York
it's gonna
Red Bulls got waxed, and now they're gonna wax. All right.
happen. Yes,
New
facts.
York
Yeah,
Red
bro.
Bulls.
revenge
They're
game,
gonna cook in
revenge
this
game.
one. All right, Philadelphia hosting Orlando.
Philly.
Give me
Philly.
a draw.
Give me a draw.
Give me a
Dude, John
draw.
will never give Philly fucking credit. Doesn't matter what the scenario is. It could be the
I
last
don't
place
lie.
in the
You already
league.
know you already know my Jim Kern agenda and how strong that
Bro,
shit is.
He'll only ever give it a draw, Max. He's
Let
Riley
me
when it comes to
continue
SKC.
Hector's agenda. Let's go Orlando. Vamos.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
actually, you know what? Fuck it. Vamos Orlando. Let's go.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I'm back in Philly. I think Curtin's men get it done. Riley, did you get your pick in there too?
Yeah, I just said I had a draw on this one.
A draw. Okay. All right. We'll see how it goes. Toronto hosting NYCFC.
Toronto.
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 NYCFC had a good result this past week. No, or did they lose?
I
No,
think
they
I got New
won.
They
York.
lost.
in
They
this
lost
one.
Colorado, right? They lost Colorado.
Oh, they lost to Colorado. My bad.
Yeah, at home, which is wild.
Baseball
I'm
stadium.
taking
Hey,
NYCFC.
Colorado's a weird team. It's a weird.
You're thinking
ending.
New York City?
Yeah.
Common
Santi
John
Rodriguez.
L.
Common
Rodriguez.
John.
Santi Rodriguez. That's all I'm gonna say.
John, if they were at home, I'd agree. But
Yeah.
that's
No, I have to. Back
Toronto.
back
It's right across that
Yeah,
Canadian
Bernie
border.
is back.
Right across
Give me
that Canadian
He just doesn't
border.
want to pick Drake.
No.
hey, you know what? That might actually
Colorado versus San
Oviedo.
Jose.
Colorado all
Give
day.
me a draw.
A draw.
Colorado, bro. Come on, Georgie.
Yeah, a
Georgie
draw.
next
You're
class.
giving the
No.
Quakes some credit here.
Dude, they just came off of a
I'm a-
huge result against LAFC.
LAFC. Yep.
They
But
did.
that's one
I got-
fucking game.
No, you know what?
I
Here's the
got
thing.
San
It's
Jose.
LAFC, but dude,
You got
LAFC
San Jose. You're backing them through and through.
I just said a draw. I didn't say they were gonna win.
No, Ednon's back in San Jose. Ednon's back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, damn.
That's
I
right.
want to say
because-
Hey,
I wanna
Shia
say
like
some-
to get yelled at.
Honda had something he also wanted to say, but the reason why I got San Jose is, yeah, it is just one favorable result against LAFC. It was a big result versus them, but also you go back to the game against Austin, you go back to the game against the Galaxy. Those are 7-goal thrillers, right? I think they're a team that's still trying to figure out who they are, what their best version is. They just got a new signing. We'll see what he plays out to be
Maradona's
later on in the
nephew.
season.
Maradonna's nephew.
Jesus, man. It's
Shout out
crazy
to
how
him.
like
Shout out to
I
H.
shit on that take and then they come out and like out swinging against LAFC. Maybe there is something there. I don't really know, but I can't.
Me and Hector are big
I got
fans of
San
him.
Jose.
Yeah, man. Legendary nephew of Maradona.
White
Oh
in
my
his
God.
veins. He's got that snow in his veins.
Honda, what were you gonna
say? Wasn't it you two that were trying to put him down while Jose was defending him? Now it's in reverse.
No. I'll be honest. It was me shitting on him. Not shitting on him, but just like not buying into the hype, bro. I don't buy that. Like I need to see more before we start.
I'm buying it. Put me
Yeah,
in.
you guys want
Honda
to
cooking.
you guys want to be hype merchants, bro? By all means, go for it.
Literally talking at the beginning of the year, like straight up, Jose. You were trying to defend him, and I was there in the comments.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, yeah, I want to give them credit, but they've broken my trust entirely. Bro.
Colorado, because they're at home. I could see why they say San Jose because they're coming up again. They're scoring goals.
Yeah.
However, their defense, they're lacking it as well too. So
you give me Colorado.
Colorado's just weird.
Right,
Yeah,
Riley,
I got to back my boy
Colorado.
Georgie. You know,
Yeah.
got to back my boy Georgie.
Yeah, still hoping he comes to Chicago, eh? All right.
Okay.
LAFC hosting Vancouver.
LAFC.
LAFC. Come on, this is bounce back.
Unfortunately for
be
Vancouver, they just have such a
Vancouver's-
bad history against them. Like no matter what they do, it's like they always end up losing to Vancouver.
Listen, you guys are bigging up LAFC, but you know what? Since you guys are bigging
I
up
didn't
LAFC,
even big them up.
No, I'm not referring to you. I'm talking to the rest that are saying LAFC.
But no one else said anything.
I did. I said LAFC.
What?
Yeah. He's LAFC. I will say I'm going to say Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
This is their stadium.
I'm gonna
game.
agree with that.
Vancouver revenge game.
revenge game.
Yeah,
I
it
think
sounds
they-
like they're due. If gambling ever taught me anything, it's that you can be due, and it sounds like Vancouver are it.
Yeah, I think so.
I was
bro.
listening
At
to,
BMO Stadium, at BMO Stadium, they've
LAFC.
tried this, but guys, like they've tried this.
They
They
just
tried to
look
go
a little bit better this year, to be honest. Like I think last year maybe you could, I would agree with you, Xiaoyan, but I think this year they just showed me a little bit more. And more importantly, they don't need to control the game to win this game. Like
No,
they
they
just need
don't.
to be efficient and hit teams on the counter like they've been doing. If they can get one or two scrappy goals against LAFC, bro, they're gonna win this game.
But if LAFC,
Isn't that what LAFC also plays like though?
They do.
Yeah.
This game could be wild, bro. It could be a very, very open game. A lot of transitions, a lot of counterattacks. Like that's why I'm saying if neither team really has control, I back the team that's just been most efficient, and that's Vancouver.
I agree with that 100%. 100%. I
I
think
just
that's
think
on the table.
LAFC always has Vancouver's number. I don't think that changes in this game.
Riley, how about you?
Yeah, Vancouver, please.
Yes, bro. The Vancouver hype train is here. Get on board, fellas. Get on board. All right. We know how this game's going, but let's just talk about it. Portland versus Seattle.
Portland.
Portland.
Wow.
5-0. 5-0.
5-0? What is fucking wrong with you?
All right,
This is
yo,
fine.
come on.
Bro, you know what, though? I could see, like, this is maybe
I
even
could see it
Seattle
being
credit.
3.
Yeah,
I
like
could see it being
3-1.
3.
Like 3-1, maybe. Maybe 1.
Man,
You guys are just
I
down
wanted
bad. Like
back-
it's okay.
Friggin' Neville masterclass.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, okay, I just want to, I want us to talk about this like with actual logic instead of John talking out of his ass. Both
I'm not talking out of my ass.
Oh,
Both,
quick
I'm
fire.
not.
both
I'm
both
not.
the teams
Quick
are
fire.
down bad.
No,
Yeah,
no.
both
Wait,
of them.
here's
They're
the
down
difference,
bad.
right? Here's the difference. Portland's down bad defensively, but they're like the second or third, maybe highest scoring team in the West. Like they score like fucking crazy.
I was
They
gonna
just
say,
can't defend to save their lives. You
Portland
guys
can
can't
actually
score to
score.
save
You
your
can't
lives, and,
score.
and you're still kind of leaking goals here and there, and you're not controlling games either, like we're used to seeing from Seattle. I'm used to seeing a Sounders team that controls games and limits mistakes. You guys can't do either this season. So
when I look at this match, I think this is going to be a big match for Brian. I'm not saying even if Sounders lose, he loses his job, but this is kind of like a big one for the fans, for Brian to kind of win some of them back, because a lot of them are just not on the Schmetzer hype train anymore. Problem is, Seattle hasn't beaten Portland since 2021, which is really unfortunate, because I didn't know us clapping them 6-2 would be the last time I'd ever see us beat them. But both the teams are very down bad. Neville is new to the rivalry. What I'm hoping for is Schmetzer can use some of that experience and maybe could just edge it 1-0. I don't want to see us get booty tickled again at Providence Park. The last time I was there, I saw us got booty tickled. It was not fun. I don't want to be a part of that again.
No one should want to be a part of getting booty tickled. I'm going to say that right now,
Unless it's
bro.
Yakimakis.
Yeah, no one should want to be part of that. But, point aside.
I'm going to go with a draw.
I just don't see how. Portland is the only team keeping up with the Galaxy in terms of goals scored. Like, they're the only ones in the West that are keeping up. They're the only ones that have broken into the 20 goals range with the Galaxy. Nobody else has done.
What gives me hope is De La Vega apparently will be on the bench for this game.
Ooh, a little fighting win.
Oh, a little fighting win. All right, bro. Okay. Well, okay. At least Shine's being optimistic about his team. Sure. I'll take that. That's a W for this show as far as I'm concerned.
Nah,
yeah.
still nah. It's gonna be.
I'm still backing Portland through and through.
Yeah.
Is anybody taking Seattle besides Xiaoyan?
I didn't even pick Seattle. I said a draw.
That's kind of a moral W for Seattle, though. No, like that's kind of a moral W.
Here's the thing: the only thing I see is right. What if it's one of those Seattle weird games, right? Like the one that they had.
There's only been one of those so far.
Yeah.
Philly, when they went to Philly and they beat them 3-2. Although yes, they're mid. I'll still claim that till the end of the season, right? But what if they do have one of those weird games? I
just don't think it. But the thing is when you talk about those weird games, when you talk about those weird games, they were against Eastern Conference teams. That's
who don't know Seattle as well. Portland knows them through and through.
Right.
But the thing is, that was under Gio Savarese. Again, I think the Phil Neville factor will play a big part, in my opinion. There's no
Phil Neville factor. There isn't.
What do you mean there's no Phil?
Bro, there's no fucking Phil Neville factor. He hasn't put any positive stamp on this team. They're leaking more goals than they did last year.
No, that's what I'm saying. That factor might downplay Portland in this game, his inexperience in this rivalry.
Maybe.
See, I'm not saying it's going to help them. I think it's not going to help them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hope and pray, brother. Hope and pray. I like that.
The point still stands. Portland will win this game. It just doesn't matter how the amount, but Portland's still going to win the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome, John. You said that like 7 times. As if that's going to actually happen.
Yeah, we've been saying the same thing for fucking 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think we can talk around it, but I think the result's going to be there. Riley, you have it going the same way? Portland?
No, yeah, Portland. Give me Portland, please.
Yeah, bro. I think it's going to go that route. Xiaoyan, you could be right. We'll see what happens. Well, finally, Montreal versus Miami. Montreal beat them 3-2 in Miami. Now they're going back to Canada.
Was it 3-2? I thought it was like 4-3.
Yeah, it's 3-2.
Either way, it's a high scoring game too. So
yeah, it should be game. Right. Is it? Yeah, revenge game for Miami potentially. They were messy list despite having the rest of the Barca boys.
Messi list, Suarez list, Busquets list.
No, they had the rest of the Barca boys.
I don't think Suarez played. I think Busquets and Alba did.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Suarez came in off the bench that game, but
yeah, he did. He came in. So
okay.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like Messi was the only real missing factor there. And we all saw we did against Red Bulls, right? He had like what was it, 5 assists or something like that. So that might happen again. I don't really know, but Montreal, man, it wouldn't surprise me if they pulled this one out again and sweep Miami this season.
I'm going Miami.
They have Miami.
It's too hard to bet against Miami, truthfully.
Dr. Miami.
Montreal.
Dr. Miami.
I'm gonna go with the draw.
Draw.
Like
he's just not trying to get hate in the comments from the Montreal fans.
No, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I think they're inconsistent, but
Jose, you got an Miami jersey right there, bro.
I know.
Yeah, you got one.
I was gonna say, I think he's trying to backtrack from everybody that's starting to know that he is a low key Inter Miami fan. So
I'm a high key Messi fan, and I will always admit that through and through. That man is one of my fucking heroes of all time, easily. With that said,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With
that said, ball knowledge with me reigns supreme. I see a draw happening in this one.
Let me find out. He actually bought a fucking.
To be fair though, John, you were close to buying a Montreal jersey.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but that was a kit bet. It wasn't like I wanted to do it. It was a bet.
You were kind of glazing the kid a
He
little
was
bit
like,
behind everything.
Dude, I've always been from Montreal. Oui, I speak the French.
Yeah, but do you not
All
hear
right.
what I just said? Montreal is shit.
So we got everybody's picks, right? We got everybody's picks before we go.
Yeah.
I'm the only one back in the draw. Everybody says Miami.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, that's it. That's the wrap for today. All right, boys, that was a long one, longer than I thought it was going to be. But with how many people we had on the show today, it was only to be expected, I think. Guys, thank you all so much for jumping on, bantering, and calling some games in a really epic way. I think if Xiaoyan's predictions are right around Portland and Seattle, I don't know. Maybe prediction God stays with him. I don't know. We'll see.
I didn't predict for that one, but I'm going to go with Xiaoyan's pick as well.
You're going to go with Seattle?
Yeah.
Or draw.
I didn't even
go Seattle.
Seattle.
Xiaoyan picks Seattle in my head. Okay, all right. So I think that's it. I think those are all of our picks. All right. So guys, look, if you stuck around to this part of the episode, thank you so much. Let us know in the comments down below who you see kind of winning out rivalry week in a really big way. I think that while some of these guys on here might have shit talked some of the matches that we highlighted today because they're not quote unquote rivalries, I think MLS needs more rivalries. I'm totally down to be the man to push that agenda. So again, let me know in the comments down below how you feel about that. But otherwise, fantastic show today. Like, subscribe, do all of those good things, show support. Wake Up MLS, your weekly prediction show. From everybody here at Wake Up MLS, my name's Jose. That's Hector. That's Riley. That's Ednan. That's Honda. That's John. That's Xiaoyan. We'll catch you guys next time.